The announcement news we've all been patiently waiting for has finally dropped as Estevao Willian is formally presented at Chelsea Football Club. I'm going to go through his first interview, and I'm going to end things by talking about what to expect from Estevao Willian and the type of expectations and the level of care that is going to be needed from the club, but also us fans too. So I hope you guys enjoy the video very quickly. But if you guys still want to buy any merchandise from this season's excellent, exciting club ranges, this is a great opportunity to do so. Now, the limited edition 120th anniversary kit is sold out. It's sold out very quickly. I think this is why the club have decided with this strategy this summer. I do want to say this briefly though. We're seeing so many limited drops from the club. You know, we don't have the finances to cover everything right now. It's dropping at such a very rapid and fast pace. So never feel that pressure to have to buy, especially if it's not within your means. But if there's something that speaks to you and you like it, obviously I'd always appreciate if you guys use my affiliate links where I'm able to get a commission. And if you do so, use Nini10 at checkout to get 10% off your final order. So let's discuss the latest surrounding Estevao Willian. You guys, man, I've been waiting patiently all day for this to drop. I don't know why it dropped so late. I actually had to rush back home because my uncle has left the country and is going back home now. So yeah, probably wasn't the best time for this news to drop. But regardless, I'm back, I'm pumped, I'm excited. And Estevao Willian is our player and has been announced. Now, going to the club's website, excellent interviews from them today. As we know, we've been waiting 14 months for Estevao now to sign for us after originally agreeing a deal to sign him. It will be worth up to the tune of £52 million. But here's Estevao beaming, holding that Chelsea shirt. It actually looks great to see. I've got such big expectations for this kid. You know, like when you can just have this like instinctual feeling. I don't think everyone has that, but if you're one of those people that kind of like, you know, base things off of like having that strong type of instinctual feeling, I'm sure you guys kind of feel the same way I am around Estevao Willian. It's not very often we're signing this type of prodigious talent for our football club. Obviously, the 18-year-old, of course, scored against us. Excellent goal in the Club World Cup. One of his like highlight moments already at his young age. As Estevao says here, I am very happy. It feels very rewarding to represent Chelsea, one of the biggest clubs in the world. I am very happy and I hope to help the team in the best way possible. Already at Palmeiras, bro, 83 first team appearances. How many goals did he bag? He bagged like, what, 27 goals, 15 assists. That's like a goal contribution every 2 games, and he only just turned 18 back in April. So this guy is not even anywhere near close to being 19 yet, and these are the numbers he's putting in. I can see why he has this inner confidence in himself. He deserves it, man. As he says, I had almost a year and a half to wait until I arrived here, but it has been a year and a half that I have worked hard and I've done my best to get here in the best shape possible. I am very excited. It is a new experience in my life, a new stage. I am looking forward to it and I hope that it will go well as possible. So Estevao, a lot of us got belief in you, bro. A lot of us are going to be here to back you. You're going to need the support from the fan base next season. I'll talk about all these types of, you know, concerns and opinions for the second half of this video, but let's continue on to discussing his first words said as our new signing. Now, this was a really, you know, jam-packed interview, full of a lot of interesting perspectives, you know, thoughts, what drives him, you know, what's shaped him, his first impressions of being in London and Cobham. I think the club have done a very good job, in my opinion. And to start with things, as he says, listen, I am a child of God, a calm boy. In my free time, I love playing video games and I like to spend time with my family as well. Of course, you know, he's very happy, very happy. But in terms of things like his motivation and his drive, as he says, I think my biggest motivation is to give pride to my family. Not titles, not achievements, but for my family, because I know how much people have worked when we struggled to get where we wanted to go, where our dreams was. So it was more for them that I persevered during my childhood, and I persevere to this day. Pretty strong words. And Estevao, of course, has an incredibly close relationship with his family. I think one of the interesting things I've found about him personally is that in regards to his family life, a lot of times in interviews, he's also bigged up his mum, his younger sister, his dad, by their first names, kind of like sharing insights behind who they are as people. And I think that kind of just communicates quite well about the influence, the positive influence and impact that they've had in his life that's, made him the young man he is today. Maybe I'm getting older, you guys, I'm engaged right now. I'm getting to that point where one day you're going to see mini Ninis in my videos in the not too distant future, right? So maybe this stuff is kind of like, I don't know what it is. Maybe it hits me a bit more now because I know that I'm approaching that next stage of my life. You know what I mean? But anyway, bro, I'm getting too sentimental. Let's talk about Estevao some more, yeah. As he says, in terms of role models and that family influence, listen, my inspiration is my father, my dad. He was always with me. He is with me now. We always trained together and had that dream of playing, of getting into a professional team, of playing in Europe. I've come to England with my family. They are everything to me. For them, being here means a lot. And naturally, I want to get his first impressions on life in London, how he's feeling, what he's thinking about his new city, right? Because hopefully this guy is going to be here for a very, very long time. As he says, or as he gasses maybe. It's been incredible and spectacular, and I think there's a lot to visit, a lot to learn about the city, but for now I am loving it. And listen, I'm sure if you're like a rich person, London is probably one of the best cities, you know what I mean? But I'm not going to touch upon that stuff right now, my guys. Yes, Cobham, spectacular, of course it is, compared to Palmeiras' training ground. And on playing for a big European team, it was a dream for me and my family, of course, and I can realize it now. So yeah, I've got a few more things to discuss before I get to the second half of this video, my guys. But naturally, what made him choose playing for us? What was it about believing in this project? As he says, their plans, the structure and the club, everything. But mainly the plans and the project the club has is what interests me and my family. And I think it was the best decision we could have made. Now, at the time, Barcelona did a lot of groundworks. They tried their hardest to sign Estevao. In the end, their financial situation, I think, personally gave us this opportunity, as well as the emergence of Lamine Yamal. But there's another timeline somewhere where both Estevao and Yamal are in the same team together. And if that's the case, man, I think you say goodbye to every other European club right now. So I'm glad we could have stopped that type of... bro, that would have been disgusting, seeing these two together. But for some of the other things we've learned in regards to football inspirations and Chelsea legends, of course, he says dribbling, passing and finishing are his strongest traits in his game right now. In terms of inspirations, he revealed that Eden Hazard was a player that he used to watch quite a lot at Chelsea. He's an ace. And you know what, like, when you have this type of player that's representing your club, who is someone that makes people fall in love with the game, I've always felt like it can have these types of, like these interesting ties, which can kind of potentially attract the next generation and seeing your club in bigger lights and bigger estimations. Because it's like, wow, I'm playing for the same club I was watching Eden Hazard playing for when I was like, what, 7 years old, 10 years old. And now I can literally replicate. I can take on that mantle that was left behind by Eden Hazard. I think it's always important. We've seen that with many of the guys, Didier Drogba's, Lampard's, Terry's. They're still revered to this day. So, bro, it's always given us that added advantage, in my opinion. But in terms of following in the Brazilian footsteps, we had some excellent Brazilian players at this football club, man. You know, Alex, one of the my personal favorites, David Luiz, one of the most underrated players in our history. Thiago Silva, one of the best players we've seen play for us. Ramirez, Willian, I can go on. So he's joining an illustrious group of Brazilian players representing us. And as he says, listen, it's a pleasure to be here with so many Brazilian players at the club. I hope to follow those who wrote a beautiful story here at Chelsea, just like they did. And he also shares that after I signed for us, in the final game of 2024, I played against Thiago Silva. He came and talked to me and he said I was going to love the club, which was an incredible structure and is an incredible club. And now I can see how amazing this club actually is. And just to really end things quickly, you guys, in regards to his excitement for challenges ahead and his aims and ambitions at our football club. Estevao said, listen, I'm very excited. It's a new experience in my life, a new stage. I'm looking forward to it and I hope it will go as well as possible. And finally, I want to win as many titles as possible, the Premier League and the Champions League as well, and personally to be the best player in the world and keep working hard so those dreams can come true. We have to remember we signed someone the club truly believes has Ballon d'Or level potential and capabilities. That is the type of player we invested a ridiculous amount of money on. This is why there's high hopes around Estevao. And with someone who's been seen as the next big guy in Brazilian football, yeah, I also feel like there's a responsibility for us and for the game. Maybe I'm going a bit mad with this, you guys, but I think with the level of talent we have here, there's a real responsibility for us, for the love of this flipping game, that we put him on those heights and those levels, and he does become a Ballon d'Or contender at a bare minimum. So there you have it, my friends. Estevao Willian has arrived and been announced at Chelsea Football Club. I'm going to dedicate a separate video to discussing thoughts, expectations, hype, and pressure on Estevao. So stay tuned for that one, because there's a lot of things to discuss and get into. But right now, tell me how excited you're feeling about this move, or how apprehensive you're feeling. And if you are, why are you? Celebrate, get happy. We've bagged one of the best young talents this planet can offer. So I hope you guys enjoy. Hit that like button, and I'll catch you guys in more videos. Cool.